while I don't pick up certain actions, if I don't do certain actions or go to certain places, I can pretty much explore the museum so far. I think, unless I go to specific dangerous places or do things I'm not supposed to. So let's go back here. Oh,
You see a short, elderly woman dressed flamboyantly, and you suspect expensively, and sporting a grotesque amount of makeup. In fact, when she speaks, you notice small flecks of...
no, I've already heard that. I can access. But I hate when this happens. Sometimes you can't access specific places, you can't access the control, so we can't save or load or anything else. I want to see if the volume was in maximum.
You marvel at the stylish architectural embellishments which festoon the border where the wall meets the ceiling. Art is work by Fra Roberto Glisoni, painted in 1492, commissioned by Queen Isabella to keep him busy finding a new way to paint instead of discovering the New World, so that Christopher Columbus could do it instead.
Is that real?
One of the many paintings in Michelangelo's Battle of the Nudes series.
Battle of the Nude?
A fine example of neo-quasi-Italian Renaissance sculpture by Alberto Ravioli. Sculpted in 1525, the humanoid statue is called, appropriately enough, Ruminations on Death and Dismemberment. Two Brothers Drinking in a Tavern by Rick Morgan, Dutch master, 1444. Trouble on Two Legs by Dennis Lewis, date unknown. Painting discovered in an attic near Bordeaux, France, hidden behind a case of chocolate. Cart Before the Horse by Susetto Live in Godoni, 1481.
Renaissance. If you have the opportunity to go, if you're gonna visit Spain, you're gonna visit the Prado Museum. I recommend it. It's basically a museum just like this one, but no, it's more of an art gallery full of Renaissance paintings of
When
the
you
time.
touch the painting, you smear a bit of the paint as if it's still damp. A typical light-hearted painting by anonymous Bosch called A Heartwarming Story, depicting dead humans being tormented by skeletons and demons in hell. A typical light-hearted... A typical... A typical... A typical... Portrait of a Young Man by Marcello Fleming, Italian master, 1550. Musings on Cyberspace by John Wentworth, the Flemish master, painted in 1533.
So far, we can explore the museum.
The geometric pattern of the tiles on the floor, which remind you of a late Roman mosaic, and the general style of the room with its marble statuary, is a definite reminder that you're in a museum.
Okay, I have a theory. This is an entertainment game. This is an entertainment game. You don't fool me, Sierra. This is an entertainment game.
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
You don't fool me, Sierra. This is an entertainment game disguised as a mystery, as a murder mystery game. You don't fool me, Sierra.
You feel a blush creeping over your face as you look at the perfect body of Rodin's famous thinker.
Perfect? Huh?
This is the door to Yvette Delacroix's office.
Says right in front of a naked man. Well, am I surprised? First I'm gonna save, just in case something goes wrong. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming to see me, Olympia. This is very nice of you.
You're very welcome, my dear. What can I do for you?
Oh, you see, I found this strange bone, and I said to myself, Yvette, if anyone can tell you what this is, it would be Olympia.
A bone, you say? How fascinating. Where did you find it?
I found it right here in the museum. Here it is, Doctor.
Now, let me see. Ha ha! Yvette, you silly girl. This is a chicken bone.
It is?
Yes, of course. Why, it is still greasy. You got this at dinner, didn't you?
Oh, you have caught me, Olympia. I was playing the little joke on you.
You are a funny girl, Yvette, but I am quite fond of you.
Olympia, we are the good friends, no? I have the problem I wish to talk to you about.
Oh, certainly. What is it?
Come closer so I can whisper it to you. It is very personal, and I want no one to overhear.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my.
They're still whispering, right? There's no other context it is, correct? Just like the flapper in the speakeasy. Okay. Okay, let me go to her office. If I don't get any... that means we can snoop around her office. Well,
This short, blustery man reminds you vaguely of President Roosevelt. Heavy stone masonry. Each block must weigh hundreds of pounds. The walls in this hallway are dark and foreboding.
something tells me I'm gonna run away from certain somebody around here. What the... Oh.
This is the office of Dr. Olympia Miklos.
And what I need to do here...
cloth seems to be covering something up. It's half of the famed Rosetta Stone.
The rest of the... Okay. Aha.
A number of hieroglyphics are carefully drawn on the blackboard.
Ooh. Okay. Fortunately, I have the translation here on the walkthrough. Yeah, I'm playing this with a walkthrough. I'm not gonna suffer myself. I pay homage to thee, ye lords of eternity. Ra, strong as thy sail in the wind, as the lake of fire in the underworld. Behold Shu, the mother, creating the gods in sons from womb. Quicker than greyhounds and fleeter than light, let me not be burned, let me not be consumed, let me not perish as my mummy lies prostrate in my tomb. This is actually the answer to the riddle that Ziggy told us in the backeasy, in the speakeasy. Okay.
It's an intercom slave unit. The skull of the long-extinct horned rhesus, known in academic circles to be the source of much controversy regarding it as evidence for the extraterrestrial origin of primate evolution. The giant lizards are displaying some rather uncivilized behavior. It's Barney, Olympia's pet cobra.
Doesn't look inviting.
The bottle says, Dr. Moribund's guaranteed snake oil.
Good evening, Miss Bo.
Oh, you startled me.
Good. It gets the blood flowing, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose so.
I see you were looking at my snake oil.
Well, I was just looking around.
I'm sure you meant no harm.
What's the snake oil for, anyway?
It repels snakes, of course. Comes in handy when I'm working in the basement. I lost a load of Egyptian cobras down there a few weeks ago, and I occasionally come across one of those little darlings. Those snakes always want to bite me, but I'm sure they don't mean anything by it. It's just their way. They get nervous very easily, you know. Normally, I love to watch them kill things. My Barney will kill anything he can sink his teeth into.
Charming.
Well, I'd like to chat some more, but I've got to rush off and meet that young Steve fellow. He promised to show me his scars. See you later.
Okay, let's get jealous again. Norris. Go after her. Yeah, what's wrong with Rodent's head here? Did I miss her? Oh no.
Heavy stone masonry. Each block must weigh hundreds of pounds.
Wait. Did I miss her? No, no, no. Get out. I hope I haven't lost anything.
Feels like cool stone masonry. Feels like cool stone masonry.
I'm going to restore.
Thank you for coming to see.
You're very...
Oh, you see,
A bone
I found
now.
it is
Yes, you are...
Olympia.
Oh,
Come,
oh.
Okay, got everything here. Good.
Good evening.
Oh,
Good.
well, I suppose.
I see what...
Well,
I'm sure you...
what's the snake or
It repels those snakes all...
charming?
Well, I'd like...
Heavy stone mason. Heavy stone masonry. Each block must weigh hundreds of... There is definitely a seam in the bricks. You detect a bit of airflow. Yes, you might even say a subtle draft emerging from the seam.
Okay, I'm going back because... Okay.
A scuffed wooden floor. Looks can be deceiving. Watercolor painting, Perverse Pleasures by Yvette Delacroix, 1926. Watercolor painting, Predators Stalking Prey by Yvette Delacroix, 1925.
Oh, she's an artist too. I didn't expect that.
One of those new portable typewriters. At a mere £50, you can take it anywhere. Well, you could if it was useful to you, which it isn't, so forget it. A paper cutter with a sharp blade. It's a diploma with Yvette Delacroix's name on it. An advanced degree in French from Ball State University, to be exact.
No, she is French. Oh, yeah.
A used piece of carbon paper. You pick it up and place it in your purse. A notepad made of good quality paper. There's an imprint on the paper from the previous message written on the pad, but it's too faint to read. It's used carbon paper. Backlit, you can read the words typed into the carbon paper. Ernie, Big Al called to see if you could do some fencing for him next week. He says he'll make it worth your while to do a fast fencing job.
Fencing. Interesting.
The light bulb is on. You find it very illuminating. Ouch! The light bulb is too hot to remove. The light bulb is off. Although the light bulb is starting to cool, it's still too hot to handle.
Like me, I'm too hot to handle too, baby.
Although the light bulb is starting to cool, it's still too hot to handle.
Okay.
An Art Deco rug. Yvette covered the rug with the desk because she hates the Art Deco style, even though it's very trendy right now.
I like Art Deco.
Looks aren't everything. A matched pair of crossed battle axes left over from this room's previous occupant. Watercolor painting, Purple Pollywogs Playing in Puddles by Yvette Delacroix, 1924. There's a homey old Norwegian phrase stitched into this needlepoint. An axe in the hand is worth two in the bush. Words to live by. The file label reads, Renaissance Masters Collection. It's a Venus flytrap.
Oh, interesting.
It's the door to President Carrington's office. The light bulb is off. Although the light bulb is starting to cool, it's still too hot to handle.
Check something here. Oh, okay. I need to move to the next room.
Looks aren't everything. The night sky is seen from New York City in 1926. Come a little closer, Monsieur Najir. I am wanting to show you something.
And what would that be, Miss Delacroix?
Look at the palm of my hand.
It is a lovely palm, to be sure. But what am I supposed to see?
You see this line, monsieur? It is my love line.
My goodness, Miss Delacroix, it goes all the way up your arm and disappears up your sleeve.
Would you like to see where it ends up, Ramses?
Well,
Have you ever been to Paris, Ramses?
no, I can't say I ever have.
Then you have never seen the Eiffel Tower?
No.
Well, by all means, let me show you.
Miss Delacroix, please. I'm a married man. Oh, dear.
Have you forgotten who let you into the museum, Ramses? Have you forgotten who showed you the secret room for your little ceremonies? You haven't, have you?
No, I haven't, but...
Then you will let me give you the grand tour of the tower, no?
We'll have to go somewhere else. I don't feel safe here.
Lead the way, monsieur.
She's the man-eater! This definitely is the man-eater.
Charcoal.
Hey, Florian. How you doing, mate? I'm fine. And you?
You pick it up and place it in your purse. Rubbing the charcoal over the notepad has made the imprint readable. Yvette 8 o'clock Egyptian ROM, Tut 10:15 Egyptian ROM, Carrington 11 o'clock his office.
Ooh, nice. I still have some, I won't say it, croquetas. I don't say, I'll say in English. I have some croquetas and some paella I bought yesterday. Croquettes. Yeah. Yeah, it's basically yeah. I didn't make my sound, but still.
It's President Carrington's stuffed porcupine, Spiny Norman. It's the latest thing in office telecommunications technology, an intercom master unit.
Paella here in Spain is, of course, basically almost sacred. The best paella is from the region of Valencia. If Lucho was here, he'd probably all the other paellas from the rest of Spain is called just rice with stuff. Valencians, or like they say, arroz ambas cosas, rice with stuff. So basically, during the Valencians, this paella is basically rice with stuff. But it's good. Of course, if you go to any restaurant here in Valencia, paella can be a bit expensive, not gonna lie. But a homemade paella, well made, oh, it's delicious.
You touch the intercom unit, completely missing the buttons. And the whole point, apparently. It's the latest thing in office. You touch the intercom unit, completely missing the buttons. And the whole point, apparently.
Okay, what the hell? top left button. Okay, now we're ready to touch.
The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
Oh, I so love your scars, Wolfie. Show them to me again, darling.
They are yours to admire, my strudel.
Hoopa! Very, very nice.
Yeah, and I have this new bone for your collection.
Ah, such a large bone, too. Where did you find it?
I've been carrying this bone around for years. It is yours now, my Fräulein. You may do with it what you will.
I'm impressed by your generosity, Wolfie.
What kind of bones are they talking here? Actual bones or the other type of bones? This game is horny. This game is horny as all hell.
You touch the intercom unit. You touch. The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation. Oh, my lover, how do you manage to do it so many times?
Sure, and a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
And you do it so well.
Try and keep your voice down, lass. Someone might hear us.
Oh, I do not care, my amour. Life, she is something we only enjoy once.
Sure, and begorra, I do this at least 50 times a day to stay in shape.
50 times, ooh la la, and what do you call this movement?
Sit-ups, lass. I also do 50 push-ups each day. Then I run a few miles.
Okay, then. Nice fake out. Really nice.
You touch the... You touch... You touch... You touch... You touch... You touch... You hear only static. The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
I'm telling you, pal, you're not supposed to be down here.
Nothing poisonal, Mac, but Archie said I could scope the place out.
Well, he didn't say anything to me about it. Neither did Mr. Heimlich. And he's the chief of security.
It's okay, Mac. Don't get your britches in an uproar. Trust me.
I'd only trust you about as far as I can throw you.
Hey now, there ain't no need for fiscal violence, Mac.
I'll give you 10 seconds. If you aren't out of my sight by then, I'm gonna hurt you real bad.
You're touchy, ain't ya? But I was done down here anyways. See you around, Mac.
Not if I can help it.
When you press the button, all you hear is static. When you press the button, all you hear is static. You touch... When you press the button, all you hear is static.
Okay. Can't save. The problem with this game is that you can't save in every room. You can only save in certain places.
The light bulb is off. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
No, can't save here. Personally, I can't save just outside the office. Not be able to save in every room. Not sure if I like that. Should we go now? We should go now.
The sculpture has a beautiful face. Its strong but sensitive lines remind you of Steve.
Oh, I thought it was a bug.
The sculpture has a beautiful face. It's... You feel a blush creeping over. Looking a little closer, you detect a seam along the sculpture's otherwise flawless neck.
Ah, a secret passage.
You can barely make out the inside wall of the stairwell beyond the steps.
Okay, the echo?
Oh dear, the light bulb blew out. You hope someone will invent a reliable light bulb one of these days. It's a burnt-out light bulb. Too bad, since this stairwell could definitely use some light. Ouch!
Still hot, of course. I can save here. Finally, I can save. Not being able to save in every room, it's...
While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical purpose. While this is...
Aha!
You can barely make out the inside wall of the stairwell beyond the steps.
Are we going downstairs?
This is what is commonly referred to as a hallway. The glass covering the alcove is marked with the words, "For emergency use only."
Okay, we should...
A Ruhmkorff coil lantern with a hand crank on the base. You pick it up and place it in your purse. An office door. The door to one of the labs.
Now let's leave it open just in case. I'm gonna save again. Save often, save a lot. First rule of graphic adventures. Second rule, everybody knows. Take whatever you can, take what is not bolted down. If it's bolted, then unbolt. Find a way to unbolt it. If it's not can be bolted, it can't be taken. Yeah, that's the main two rules. Okay. Okay, this is like there are a lot of secret passages here, like in the previous game. Oh wow!
It's the Alcoholic Preservation Laboratory. VAT 10. Is that a unicorn floating in the murky liquid? Can't be. Unicorns are mythical creatures. VAT 5. A large, hairy creature with at least one huge claw is floating in the murky liquid of the vat.
What is this?
Another lab door. An office door.
Okay, let's save and let's put basement. Oh, labs. In this case, labs. Okay, lab. Act 3.
Interesting. I'd never noticed that before.
You never noticed what, my love?
You have a tattoo of the Eiffel Tower on the inside of your left eye.
Ah, you are doing this to distract me, no? But I am worried about you, my Ernie. You are so big and so strong. But this ice pick fellow is a dangerous one, no?
Yeah, he's dangerous, but I'll pay him his dough. Ernie Leach always pays his debts.
Maybe you can do some more fencing for this Big Al. He pays well.
Yeah, Big Al's a good customer, but there's only so much fencing I can do for one guy.
This ice pick might try to make the example of you before you can pay him off. He keeps leaving these threatening messages.
Don't worry, baby. Icepick knows he won't get his dough if he kills me. Maybe I can get into a hot poker game down at the Harlem Swinger and win enough money to pay him off.
No, no, no. The gambling is what got you into this mess, my Ernie.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But I've got bigger problems tonight. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see.
What?
You're better off if I don't tell you about it. Now, what's this on the top of your Eiffel Tower tattoo?
I think you know what it is, my Ernie. You've seen it before.
And I always enjoy seeing it again, baby.
Ah, you American men are so charming.
Yeah, I said it, girl. That woman's a man-eater. Not literally, but you know what I mean. I'm going to open the door. This game is horny as all hell. Oh my. Ooh la la. What is the face?
Sacré bleu!
Hey, you nosy dame, can't you see we're busy? Scram!
Okay. Out.
Are you deaf? Read my lips. Get out!
I love the expression this. What am I supposed to do here? Okay. Okay. I can't save again. No, I don't know why, but it blocks the saving options, the control options, occasionally, sometimes.
Oh, good evening, Miss Bow.
Hi, Dr. Miklos. I'm sorry if I startled you.
Oh, that's okay. I enjoy being startled. And please, call me Olympia.
Okay, Olympia. You enjoy being startled?
It gets the blood flowing. I love it. I was just trying to find Daisy, my ferret. She usually has the run of the museum, but it's time for me to feed her.
And you think she might be in here?
Well, she's been spending a lot of time in here lately for some reason. She probably likes the unusual smells. Who knows?
Can I help you look for her?
Thanks, but I'm sure I can find her. Would you mind leaving me for a while so she'll come out of hiding?
Certainly. Sorry to disturb you.
Ah, can't. You can basically run around this place, you know? So-
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Well, lass, we've known each other a long time, and I'm not ready to get married yet. But I know one thing for sure. I love you.
Oh, my great detective, this feeling, it is mutual.
Just be keeping in mind that I'd have to kill you if I ever found out you were sleeping with someone else.
Oh boy.
What? Oh, you are to be making the little joke, no? Your sense of humor, it is magnifique.
I've already had one bad marriage, and it won't happen again. It's been a long time since I've been able to trust anyone as much as I trust you.
This is very flattering, my love. I am never to be knowing someone like you either. You are so good and so kind.
Well, I try, lass. I try. It's not easy being a cop in this town. The place is lousy with criminals, even in the police force.
Oh no, how terrible.
Sure, and it's a hard thing when a cop goes bad. I've seen it happen. A cop spends years fighting crime and watching the hoods get rich while he risks his life to make just a few bucks. The first time a cop takes a bribe, it bothers him. Oh, but then it gets easier.
You are such a strong man, my Ryan. You would never be accepting the payoff, no?
Sure, and I'm shocked that you'd even say such a thing, Yvette.
I'm sorry, my love. I should have known better.
You'll have to show me how sorry you are. Kiss me.
Gladly, my love. How can I resist?
The woman gets around and fast. I'm gonna open that door again. Oh boy. Like I said, this game is horny as all hell. Honestly, this is almost a... This is probably the only graphic advance I can see it hornier than this. It was just Larry. But those are more... comedy.
Oh,
Adult comedy.
excuse me.
Here now, be off with you then.
She definitely gets around. Now, where should I go? Did I miss anything? Mhm. Mhm.
A Rumkov coil lantern with a hand crank on the base.
I still have to investigate that, but I can't click on it. No. Actually, it's this way. Wait, events moving around too. Does this have like a virtual theater, which every character has their whoa?
The corpse is wearing a black tuxedo jacket. At the moment it's a poor fit, especially around the neck.
Wait, I wasn't expecting to find this so soon.
The corpse is wearing a black tuxedo jacket. At the moment it's a poor fit, especially around the neck. How ironic. After untold millions of years, this pterodactyl has claimed a new victim, a male specimen of Homo sapiens, which has been pinned to the floor by the pterodactyl's monstrous beak. How ironic. You look carefully at the point of entry where the pterodactyl's bony beak has completely pierced the sinew of the body. There is little to indicate that the wound is anything other than what it appears to be. A large pool of blood has formed around the corpse. It has barely begun to congeal, indicating that the incident must have taken place within the past few minutes. Looks aren't everything. The man's neck has been roughly cut. You examine the pants currently being worn by the lifeless body on the floor. They're tuxedo pants with a thin stripe of satin up the side of each leg. The pants are stained with the usual fluids that seep out during death, which explains the smell, but you find nothing unusual. The right hand of this unfortunate soul is flung out to the side. The left arm and hand are splayed out to the side. A quick glance reveals nothing grasped in the hand or up the sleeve. The corpse is wearing a black tuxedo jacket. At the moment it's a poor fit.
The woman doesn't... What? What? She simply disappeared? No, not here. Sorry, I always made mistake. And the counter simply disappeared like this? That must be a bug. I'm gonna try and find... Five masks. Medieval armor, okay. Nope. I think I missed an event. I missed one of the events, which was, you see the other Egyptian guy with the flat guy with the mustache. Should be able to find the body here.
This is the Life Mask exhibit. You haven't seen this many dead-looking, expressionless faces since your accounting class at the university.
counting.
This is the head is from Brazil. It reminds you of your great-aunt Marjorie, who went to Brazil to treat her brain fever and never came back. This is the life mask exhibit. You haven't seen...
Uh-huh.
This is the life mask exhibit. This is the life mask exhibit. You haven't seen this. It's the head of a Cro-Magnon man. My, how people have changed. This is the life... It's the head of a Ramapithecus man. This head is French-Canadian. You wonder if French-Canadians are anything like Creoles and Cajuns.
A bit, perhaps. Only I haven't met a French Canadian. I met a guy from
This is the life mask
Nova
exhibit.
Scotia.
You haven't seen this many dead-looking The head looks like that of a North American Plains Indian. You've read many exciting stories about the American Indian.
Wait, let me see if I can hear what is the masks. Yeah, but
This is the life mask exhibit. This appears to be the head of an Eskimo. You wonder if they really do use every part of a seal. This head is from Arabia. Your thoughts are suddenly filled with tales of the Arabian Nights.
Arabian
This
Nights.
is the life mask exhibit. This is the... The plaque says that this is the missing link. Well, he's hardly missing if he's right here on the wall. This is the head of a...
Yeah.
This is the life mask... This is the life mask exhibit. This is the life mask... This is the life...
Wait a minute, there is something strange here. Piggy.
Oh no! That doesn't look like a life mask. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That... Oh no! Oh no!
What is going on in here?
I'd say you've got some explaining to do, young lady. Why are you screaming?
I found Mr. Ziggy's head.
Very odd how you are always finding the bodies, Miss Bow. I think we should be going back to my office and interrogating you now.
Here now, Wolf. The young lady just found a man's head. Give her a moment before you get out your thumb screws then.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly.
Don't thank me, lass. I'm not saying you didn't kill the man. I'm just trying to restrain Mr. Heimlich's enthusiasm for his job.
But I will get results. Let me talk to her privately.
Now I realize you're just trying to help, Wolf, but I think we can learn what we need from the lass without harming her.
She could lie and you'd never know it. You Americans are too soft on your criminals.
I just walked in and found his head, that's all.
Well, Mr. Heimlich does have his point, lass. It's a wee bit curious that you keep showing up at the murder scenes before anyone else. How do you explain that, then?
Just lucky, I guess.
Well, you do seem a wee bit small to be sawing off a man's head, I'll say that much.
Thanks.
This Fräulein could have had help. Or maybe she's very clever.
Or maybe you're trying to pin the murders on her, so you can find the murderer and save your job, eh?
My job is quite secure, Herr O'Reilly.
Oh, really now? A security chief who allows burglars to steal the exhibits, then overlooks several murders happening under his nose. I'd think twice about your security methods if I was running things here.
This is hardly the place to discuss my methods, Herr O'Reilly. We have a suspect to interrogate.
Correction. We have a murder scene to investigate. We can talk to the lass later when she's had a chance to calm down.
Thank you again, sir.
You're a sturdy one, I'll say that much for you. One scream and you've got your head together again, so to speak. Just don't try to leave the museum.
I can't leave. I'm locked in.
Good. We won't have to worry about you then. All right, Wolf. We've got work to do. Let's go get the crime scene tools.
The good step. Okay. Wait, missed. So we got Dr. Carter and Ziggy are dead. Who's gonna be the next victim? I bet is the French woman. So place your bets, everyone. It's gonna be the next victim. I think it's gonna be Yvette.
The helmet on this Italian suit of armour, circa 1460, is interesting because it's a barboot which lacked protection for the lower part of the face. The barboot is sometimes called the barboot sallet because, like the 15th century sallet, it doesn't enclose the whole head, offering most of its protection to the top. Unlike the barboot, however, the sallet is often characterized by a reinforced forehead plate and an elongated pivoted nape defense. It is, however, difficult to differentiate between the barboot, the sallet, and the bassinet. The shallow barboot resembles the sallet, while the deep barboot resembles the bassinet. Then again, who really cares?
I know nothing about medieval armors.
A house pet, tastefully prepared for battle in 16th century armor.
Wow. Armor for dogs.
A rare 17th century English tapestry which tells the story of Teutonic warrior cockroaches that crossed into England from Germany and besieged the castle of Rochford-on-Essex. Although the cockroaches managed to storm the castle walls after a 90-day siege, the knights of the castle managed to squash the invaders when they reached the castle's inner keep. Since that great battle, the castle of Rochford-on-Essex has been free of cockroaches. Unfortunately, it has also been free of humans. 1 year after the great battle, everyone in the castle died of the plague. Shortly afterward, the castle fell into disrepair and sank into the swamp.
There was a event, according to the walkthrough, there's an event I missed. But I'm gonna... It was before... Or not. Or not, because I'm looking for this guy. It's here. Okay, let's follow this guy.
It's an unmarked wood door with faded flecks of white paint on it.
This music is without a doubt from A Quest for Glory 2. Nope. Urgh. Hope it's not a time game. I hope I have the opportunity to explore, because if a graphical version that limits exploration, for me it's not a good. For me, it's not a good game. And there is a lot of negative. There is some negative, not say a lot, some negative space, because a lot of the scenes always have a black, like the ceiling here. Beds here. Just checking the battery. Okay, we got 2 dead bodies. It's gonna be the next victim. I say vet's gonna be the next victim, but I'm not sure. No, I'm in it. I'm following the walkthrough, but I haven't read the walkthrough yet. Ooh, masks factory. It was museum factory. Yeah, no, never mind.
An office door.
Ooh, this must be the.
It's the office of Security Chief Wolf Heimlich. A fine broadsword imprinted with the mark of the Toledo swordmakers in Spain. It looks very
Toledo.
sharp and deadly.
I live near Toledo. Well, near. It's more the same distance. Same distance. Where I live is the same distance from Toledo is from Madrid.
This is a type of spiked flail known as a holy water sprinkler, which was quite popular in medieval battles. The name, of course, is a humorous reference to the religious device that is swung in a similar manner. The main advantage of a flail over a common mace was that the spiked iron head of the weapon developed extra smashing force as it swung at the end of the chain which attached it to the handle. A medieval spiked cudgel, also known as a morning star. A pair of evilly spiked ballet shoes. Ballerinas were tough in the old days. A heavy cavalry saber. The intercom crackles and you hear,
Wolfie, it's Olympia. If you can hear me, meet me in the armor room at 2 o'clock. You promised to show me your private scars, remember? See you there, wolf cakes.
Wolf cakes. Oh man.
it's too far away for you to get a good look at it, but it's definitely cheese and it definitely stinks. It's you, Laura Bow. It's the Office of Security. It's the off. A cavalry musket. It's one of those exotic oriental weapons you've seen before, although you can never remember the name of it. While this is an
Damn!
It's a Thompson submachine gun, also known as a Tommy gun.
Let's talk about the overkill.
Looks can be It's too far away for you to get a good look at it, but it's definitely cheese, and it definitely stinks.
That's an overkill for to get kill rats.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Ah, the purse gonna get smelly the rest of the night. Ugh.
This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security, including such books as Criminals Among Us. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security, This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of modern weaponry. This bookshelf is dedicated to a complete collection of the Encyclopedia of Interrogation and Torture. This bookshelf is This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of gardening. Apparently these gardening books were left here by the previous tenant of this office. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of medieval weaponry. This bookshelf is dedicated to a complete collection of the Encyclopedia of Interrogation and Torture. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of modern weaponry. It's the Office of This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of medieval weaponry. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security, including such books as Criminals Among Joe Bob's Weapons of the World for 1926, the complete set of books. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of animal traps. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of animal traps. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. These are books on art forgery. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security, including such This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of medieval weaponry. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of modern weaponry.
Lower left side.
This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of animal traps. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of animal traps.
Lower left side.
This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. These are books on art forgery. A series of books on torture without leaving scars. For some reason, the spine on this book has been turned round to face the wall, hiding the title. This book is a collection of poetry by Lord Byron. Apparently Heimlich had it turned on the bookshelf so that the spine with the title faced the wall. Perhaps he was embarrassed to have a poetry book on his shelf?
Or maybe the guy has hidden depths. He's way more romantic than...
The title, in gold leaf print, says, The Poetry of Lord Byron. The binding is of high-quality leather. The title, in gold leaf print. The poetry book falls open to a poem, She Walks in Beauty, written by Lord Byron. The page is marked by a black garter with a note pinned to it. The note attached to the garter reads, You can have the other garter and much more if you meet me at 3 a.m. in the preservation lab. The handwriting is female.
Come on, that accent says everything. Damn, Yvette really gets around.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Was I supposed to pick up the garter or not? Take the garter, okay.
A variety of shiny medals. 2 of them, with packs of dogs carrying birds in their mouths, are marked with the word Reichsjagdgebrauchshundverband. Others appear to be merit badges for the German youth equivalent of the Boy Scouts.
Stolen
A
valor?
variety of... It's the... What a suspicious looking button. I wonder what it does.
Okay. Okay. More. Okay. More secret passages. Oh, but this one goes up, not down. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Oh! She didn't scream this time. Ugh.
Porcupine quills, which appear to have caused Dr. Carrington's demise as they passed through his body, creating multiple perforations in many of his vital organs.
Yeah, but this is the deal. Porcupine quills aren't strong enough, I think. But I only know hedgehogs, little hedgehogs. I never seen big porcupines. Not.
Dr. Carrington's head holds no clues that you can discover, except for the somewhat pained expression on his face. It's dripping blood.
Blood.
2 letters written in blood on the desktop. The clock appears to have been broken at exactly 12:04 a.m.
12:04 a.m.
The letters C and P are carefully written in blood on the desk, as if they were put there by the dying President Carrington.
Okay. Let me check something else.
While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical purpose.
Yep.
Countess and Ziggy at 1 a.m. Medieval armor display. Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. Countess and Ziggy at 1 a.m. Medieval armor display. It's you. Countess and Using your remarkable powers of deduction, you conclude that this little book contains phone numbers. Phone numbers: T. Dargan, WP 5125, R. Williams, BL 4468, I Did It, SH 0244, Be Safe, KL 0527, U Hoser, LI 2077,
Be safe.
and yet KL 4004, E Leach, BR 1833. It's a portrait of the former Leyendecker Museum president, Sterling Waldorf Carlton. You see the numbers 0 through 9 on the circular combination dial. It defies you to try entering a combination.
Oh.
Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. Phone numbers: T. Dargan, WP 5125, R. Williams, BL 4468, I Did It, SH 0244, Be Safe, KL 0527, U Hoser, LI 2077, and yet KL 4004, E Leach, BR
AL. 7.
It's the personal diary of former museum president Sterling Waldorf Carlton. Not wanting to remove evidence from the crime scene, particularly when you must have broken some sort of law by opening the president's personal wall safe, you decide not to remove the diary. It's the personal diary of former museum president Sterling Waldorf Carlton. Glancing through the diary and the male handwriting within, it refers to Sterling's growing fear that the Countess only married him for his money and that she could be planning to kill him. The final entry reads, "Yvette fears her too." The complete text of the Code of Hammurabi, the fullest extant collection of Babylonian laws. First editions of classic literature. A large format illustrated version of Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. You notice that this is one of the earliest translations of Crime and Punishment into English. There's a police file hidden in the book. You pick it up and place it in your purse. You read a police report on the criminal career of one Watney Little, conman extraordinaire. The file feels somewhat slimy. A paper cutter with a red blade. The red stain on the paper cutter blade could be red ink or blood. Perhaps the last person to use it had an accident?
Oh, they're shining. Oh, bloody hell. not gonna. I mean, I. Bloody hell.
Well-timed silence hath more eloquence than speech. A rare 17th century, although the cockroach, since that great 1 year after the great you straighten out your dress. Well, well. Good evening, Countess.
What are you doing here?
I just happened to be hiding behind the tapestry.
You're lying.
How could you tell?
Nobody just happens to hide behind a museum tapestry.
And nobody just walks around inside a museum late at night with paintings under their arms.
Paintings? Oh, you mean these paintings? I just found them laying around on the floor and I picked them up so no one would step on them.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Are you accusing me of something, you silly girl?
What do you think?
I think you're a rude girl who needs to learn some manners. The nerve going around accusing people of stealing paintings.
Did I say anything about you stealing them?
Well, of course you did. Don't try to trick me, girl. I've got more tricks than you have brain cells.
One thing I have to ask myself is, why did you bring those paintings to a meeting with Dr. Carrington this time of night?
How did you know I was meeting Dr. Carrington?
I found a note beside his body.
His body? You talk about him like he was dead.
Yes, he is. Dead as a doorknob. You didn't know about it?
You're trying to trick me again. Dr. Carrington is alive and well and working in his office.
Well, you're right about him being in his office, but he's quite dead, I assure you.
Oh, my God!
And you seem to be a logical murder suspect.
No.
Wait a second. You're not going to pin this one on me. I didn't have anything to do with it. Why would I want to kill him? We've got a perfectly good art burglary scheme going.
Oops.
Art burglary?
I think I said too much.
If you're trying to convince me that you're not the murderer, you're not doing a very good job of it.
What do I care what you think anyway? You're not a cop.
But I am a reporter, and I could write about you in the newspaper. Of course, your reputation would be ruined, and the police would get very interested in you. But you're tough, so I'm sure you could handle it.
Look, it was just a little deal I worked out with Dr. Carrington. An art forger duplicates the paintings on the wall of the gallery. Then we hang them up in place of the real ones, which we sell to private collectors.
Didn't you think someone would catch on after a while?
Are you kidding? That's the beauty of the plan. When we had replaced all the paintings, we were going to slash them and make it look like someone vandalized the real paintings. No one would ever think we'd go to the trouble of forging paintings just to destroy them. And Carrington is here to see that no one gets too nosy.
You mean he was here?
I swear I didn't have anything to do with his death. He was my cash cow. I brought him over from Europe just for this reason. Now that's it. I'm not saying any more about it.
I'm not gonna ask her about stuff.
I don't feel like talking about that now.
So I made a mistake. Thought Yvette would be the next, but was Dr. Carrington. The next body.
The faceplate on the armor is slightly open, as if something is protruding from the inside of the dark helm. It's Dr. Pippin Carter, famous dead archaeologist. It's Dr.
Why did someone... Okay, that's weird. Why did someone try to fit his... And the body says stay there. I mean, there's no coroner, so anything's possible. I missed one event. One of the Egyptian guys was supposed to find Dr. Carter's body in the sarcophagus. But let me see. Hope it doesn't ruin the endings, because you can have a bad ending or you can have a good ending.
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office. Oh, Dr. Smith, I appreciate your help so much.
Well, I don't particularly appreciate giving it. I have things to do, Miss Delacroix. Important things.
But surely you can spare the time to help me move my desk, no?
Oh, I suppose. Why do you want to move it anyway?
Oh, there is a terrible stain on the rug. I don't want it to show. We don't have to move the desk very far.
All right. Oh, it's heavy. Oh!
Oh, I am so sorry. Did you hurt yourself?
Yes. Oh no, I'm bleeding. You owe me one, miss.
But of course, Mr. Smith, I'll do anything you say. Anything. Didn't I let you in when you asked? Didn't I keep your secret?
Yes, I suppose you did. And I'm sorry about bleeding on your carpet. At least it'll blend in with the old stain. What is that anyway?
Oh, it is only strawberry jam.
I'm sure I don't want to know, Yvette.
Probably not, Dr. Smith. Now, let's go to your place.
Damn, she goes around. See if I can. So this blood is from Dr. Smith. Okay. I think so. I need to go. I need to save. Yes. Okay. The fact that you can't save exactly every room, it's a bit worried. So, yeah. Okay. We're supposed to go down. Down to Ernie. Talk to Ernie. I won't be surprised if he also was dead at least.
Something I can do for you, Miss Bo? I'm sorry, Miss Bo, but I'm kind of busy right now. Is there something I can help you with? If not, I've got work to do. What are you looking at?
Mr. Leach, can you let me out of this museum? I don't like it in here. People keep dying.
Sorry, Miss Bo. I seem to have lost my door keys.
Oh, I find that very disturbing.
Me too. I can't even let myself out of the building. We're all staying here until I find those keys.
So let's question him.
Actually, I've never met the gent. If that fellow were any more full of himself, he'd rise up and float away like a hot air balloon. The way he carries on, you'd think he discovered Atlantis. Well, I don't see the gent too often. We working class folks don't see the big guys too often, you know what I mean? Oh, I guess he's an okay fella. For a cop. I do wish he'd stop leaving those grape stems all over the place, though. Crodfalla? Isn't it one of those fancy French pastries?
Poor guy. Yeah, back to interrogating him. He's the only character I have interrogated so far.
I've never met the fellow. I don't know your daddy, Miss Bo, but I'm sure he's a good fella.
Yeah, it's based from New Orleans. I don't think a lot of people from New York knows him. But
Now there's a Weasley little fella. I've heard he's a stool pigeon. That's a dangerous way to make a living.
yeah, not sure if it was a stool pigeoning that got him killed.
Dr. Miklos is a strange bird, but she's a decent sort all the same. I see her a lot at night working late. Sometimes she invites me in for coffee. She certainly is taken with the plate in my head. She must have looked at the scars a dozen times. Miss Delacroix is a wonderful lady, Miss Bo. A delight to work for. That fella gives me the willies. He's always hanging around, looking over my shoulder with those suspicious eyeballs of his. Also, to tell you the ugly truth, I just haven't trusted the Germans since the war. That Kaiser guy was a real high hat.
You fought in the Great War, Mr. Leach?
Yes, I did, Miss Bo. I came back with a plate in my head and a chest full of medals, and then I couldn't get a job to save my soul.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't let it bother you, Miss Bo. I'm just jawing. I'm doing fine now.
The Great War, yeah, World War One, because this is in 1920s.
He's a quiet little fella. I think he does some accounting for the museum. Seems nice enough. Oh, he seems like a nice enough fella. I don't know him too well. The Countess is a quite colorful old dame, isn't she? I can't help liking her.
So far, we haven't seen a lot of racism in the game. Sexism, yes, but not racism. So far, I mean, towards Egyptian guys, yes.
Well, he's an intense sort of a gent. He's all bent out of shape about this Dagger business, and he hangs around Dr. Carter a lot. He looks ready to blow a blood vessel to me. Why, that's me, Miss Bo. Ernie Leach. I thought you reporters were supposed to have good memories. No, I can't say I ever met the man. That's a pretty good paper you work for, Miss Bo. I read through it every morning at breakfast. Our local cops are okay, I guess. They never give me too much of a hard time. I've heard there are some bad apples on the force, though. At least it isn't as bad as Chicago.
Spoke a little too soon.
I don't go to a laundry, Miss Bo. I wash my own clothes. It saves a few pennies. I'm not fond of the docks myself, Miss Bo. I did a short stint over there a couple of years back. I got treated like a dog and nearly got squashed flat by a huge crate of oranges one time. No, thank you.
Spoke a little too soon.
At first, I wasn't sure I'd like it here in this big spooky old place. But it was so peaceful at night, and there's so many interesting things everywhere. I really enjoy it now.
Do you like New York City, Mr. Leach?
New York's my home, Miss Bo. I was born and raised here, and it's in my blood. Sometimes I think I'd like to go somewhere else, where life is a little slower. But to tell you the truth, I don't think I could ever really leave.
I was say something about Lisbon, but no, now not so sure. I don't miss it.
Well, a lot of people think those places are the cat's pajamas. I used to go to them a lot, right after I got back from the war. I don't so much anymore.
What I miss about Portugal mostly is, I don't know, the easier lifestyles. Then again, I was a kid. I left Portugal when I was 25, so I don't know. Things were easier back then.
Mr. Leach, has 1926 been a good year for you?
Yes and no, Miss Bo. Times are tough, but at least I've got this job at the museum. That's more than a lot of folks have.
Do you like your job here at the museum?
Yes, I do. This sort of work doesn't really tax my brains, if you know what I mean. It gives me time to think.
Think about what, Mr. Leach?
You sure act like a reporter, Miss Bo.
Mr. Leach, do you have any idea who might have taken the dagger of Amon Ra?
I sure don't. Well, I halfway wonder if it wasn't one of those Egyptian fellas. They probably think I took it.
Was the dagger well guarded?
Oh, sure. It was locked up tighter than a drum. Somebody really pulled a fast one.
Do you know much about Egyptology, Mr. Leach?
No, Miss Bo, I really don't. I think it's very interesting, though. I picked up a book about it in the museum shop, but I haven't had time to read it yet. Hey, that's some of that Egyptian writing. I've seen it in the Ancient Egypt exhibit. Dr. Carter sure is proud of that display. Miss Bo, I've got a lot of problems right now. Please leave me alone.
It's the Alcoholic Preservation Laboratory.
Anyway.
This is the mammalogy laboratory. A full bottle of Dr. Moribund's guaranteed snake oil. It's Olympia's ferret, Daisy. The trunk has a name tag identifying it as part of Carrington's personal luggage. Beside it is another sticker emblazoned with the logo Andrea Doria.
Yeah, that's the chest we saw at the beginning.
This trunk is locked. This curious device is a lasso at the end of a pole used for the humane capture of snakes in the wild, or wild snakes, or something like that. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Ernie's index to the stored items in the alcohol vats. An old toolbox. A pair of heavy-duty wire cutters. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Ernie's index to the stored items in the alcohol vats. Current vat contents, Alcoholic Preservation Lab. 1. Koala bears. 2. Turtles. 3. Snakes. 4. Hippo. 5. Ground sloth. 6. Skunks. 7. Loch Ness Monster. 8. Ostrich. 9. Lemmings. 10. Unicorn. 11. Creature from the Black Lagoon. 12. Rats. 13. Warthogs. 14. King Edward of Daventry.
King Edward of Daventry? Whoops.
This is a private office, Miss Bow. Please leave.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Leach. I thought this was just a storage room. I'll leave now. This door is locked.
Okay, I haven't done everything I could there.
Vat 5. A large, hairy creature with at least one huge claw is floating in the murky liquid of the vat. Vat 4. A bulky creature with a huge head is floating in the vat. Vat 3. Very long tubular shapes, like lengths of thick rope, are floating in the murky liquid. Vat 2. Peering through the glass, you see a turtle floating nearby in the liquid. Vat 1. Small marsupials are floating in the murky liquid. Vat 6. Small furry creatures about the size of the average dog, colored black with white stripes, are floating in the vat. Vat 7. Whatever is in this vat, it's huge with a long neck. The liquid is too murky to see more. Vat 8. A thick body with two long bird-like legs and a long neck ending in a small head floats in the vat. Vat 9. Tiny furry creatures, too cute for words, are floating in the murky liquid. There are so many of them in here that their individual shapes merge together into one massive fur ball. Vat 10. Is that a unicorn floating in the murky liquid? Can't be. Unicorns are mythical creatures. Vat 11. Something odd is floating in the murky liquid. It appears to be half man and half fish. Or maybe it's just a trick of the light. Vat 12. Small creatures with long tails are floating in the murky liquid. Vat 13. Indistinct shapes are floating in the murky liquid. None of the creatures are close enough to the glass to see what they are. Vat 14. There's a vaguely humanoid shape floating in the murky liquid. After staring through the glass for a while, you see what appears to be white hair, or perhaps it's a large jellyfish.
I don't make a mistake here.
Could it be? Yes. It's heavy. It's shiny. It's real gold. It's got a sharp point at one end. It's
The dagger.
the dagger of Amon Ra.
The dagger of Amon. The real dagger.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. Boy, the alcohol fumes sure are strong in here.
I think I blew something up, but I can always come back.
This door is locked.
But the fact that I have the dagger, it's great.
It's the infamous, wonderful, not to mention stunning gold dagger of Amon-Ra.
Well, at least we have the dagger.
The word hippo has been stenciled on this crate's label, but somehow you find it difficult to believe that there's a whole hippo in this box. The word wildebeest is stenciled on the crate's label. You're not quite curious enough to open up the crate and see what a wildebeest looks like. The word gorilla has been stenciled across the label of this large crate. Somebody's crossed out gorilla and scrawled Sasquatch underneath. Curator humor. The poster outlines basic dissection and preservation techniques. You scan it quickly, just in case you decide to make a change in your career. It's the door to the Mammalogy Lab's cold storage locker. It's a sack of plaster, sometimes used for making molds.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A slab of meat which smells ripe, veins of rancid fat forming abscesses that ooze copious amounts of pus run through the decomposed cut of beef. Yum, just like Mom used to make. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Ooh, between these and the cheese, that bird's gonna be hideous. That bird's gonna stink like all hell. Uh-huh. Uh,
It's a sack of plaster, sometimes used for making molds. You pick it up and place it in your purse. This appears to be a large button on the wall. When you push the button, you hear a sliding noise off in the distance, clearly originating outside of this room.
I missed the something, but I don't think it's important. Just something said there was something wrong here in this vat, but I already got it. So yeah. Oh.
This is the mammalogy laboratory.
Better say. Mm-hmm.
A peek into the mummy case reveals that Pippin's body has been removed.
Yeah. Should I go now? I should go. Ooh, Act 4. Okay. Use the waker on the left hand piece of white. The Countess is still here.
This is one of the 3 wires that formerly suspended the pterodactyl from the ceiling. While this is an interest, you pick it up and place it in your purse. A typical light-hearted The oil paint on the canvas is old and cracked, but you can still see the characteristic brush strokes of anonymous Bosch, who painted with human bones instead of brushes.
Really? Human bones?
This skeleton key is inscribed with eerily articulated markings, the weird orthography of a long-dead tongue. It offers no clue as to what it unlocks. Pandora's box, perhaps? Jeepers! The shiny key on the painting even feels real, probably because it is. Although you have a natural attraction to shiny objects, this one is firmly attached to the painting and obviously can't be removed by hand.
Okay.
With careful use of the wire cutters, you manage to remove the skeleton key without damaging the Bosch painting. An authentic recreation, at least in Bosch's mind, of happy-go-lucky skeletons tormenting a dead king named Graham. They appear to have stolen a key from the king, which one of them is placing in their treasure barrel.
Graham? Okay. Stupid. I need to go downstairs. Not this way. Here I am back again. Damn! Termites? There's nothing the bugs like better than a fresh meat. It was very fast.
While this is A skeleton lies in the trunk, its bones picked clean by the domestic beetles. They've efficiently removed every last shred of flesh, making the skeleton nearly impossible to identify. It appears to be a gold pocket watch. It appears to be a gold pocket watch. A close look reveals an inscription on the watch. To Dr. Archibald Carrington III, for your years of dedicated service, many thanks from your staff at the British Museum.
So this body is Dr. Carrington. So who's the stiff upstairs in his office if not him? The plot thickens.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. You straighten out your dress. You don't hear anything.
Okay. Again? But I didn't hear anything. I love her expressions and oop. What I got myself into now.
Am I gonna have to spank you? Amscray!
Maybe she's wanting to join us, yes?
Okay, this game is horny. Like I said, this game is horny as all hell. Apart from the Leisure Suit Larry games, okay, Leisure Suit Larry games are horny, but are horny. Well, the horniness is part of the comedy. The horniness is part of the comedy there.
It looks like meat being carried by bugs.
Okay, the meat. Okay. Did I need to catch the... Okay, no. And that's okay. I've been watching if I missed an opportunity to catch Barney, but no.
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
You lied to me.
Well, lass, I guess that makes us even. You lied to me.
You had something to do with the Dagger burglary.
You've been sleeping with someone else. I saw you go off with that dock worker.
I've never slept with Steve, and the Ziggy fellow, he told me about you and the Dagger.
And you believed that little weasel. I've arrested the man more times than I can count.
The Ziggy, I know him a long time. He would not lie to me.
That man'd lie to his own mother if someone paid him for it.
Ziggy, he says you were working with the Carrington to steal the Dagger.
Lies! You can't be trusting the man. If he wasn't already dead, I'd pound the truth out of him.
Maybe you already did.
Were you sleeping with the little rat then?
Of course not.
You really surprise me, lass. I'd think you grew up on the streets accusing me of burglary like that.
Where I grew up doesn't matter, does it? The important thing is... Wait, did you hear something at the door?
Yeah, I was hearing it too. Keep your voice down then.
No, I can't save here. It's so strange I can't save during certain places. The good stepping just.
Wolfie, your facial scars are so wonderful. How did you get them?
Fencing, my strudel. As a young man, I would dance with my Heidelberg friends. We would stop our opponent's saber just before it went through our faces, which would make the scars you see now.
Ah, that is very interesting. You did not use masks to protect your faces?
Nein, that would have been considered unmanly.
You'll have to show me how to do that sometime.
There are many things I can show you, my strudel.
Perhaps we should go somewhere less public, Wolfie.
Oh yeah, good idea. Particularly since there's that annoying reporter wandering around the museum. That is not something I would have allowed if I was running things here.
Give it time, Wolfie. Perhaps you will be running things here someday, if I have anything to say about it.
Oh? What can you do?
There are ways, but come, let us speak of these things in more privacy.
Like I said, this game is like very orny. Apart from Larry games, like I said, Larry games are orny, but they're not. Orny is part of the game, part of the comedy. Here, it's just orny. I can't explain it. Visual Suit Larry, you kind of expect the game to be orny. They are, but it's part of the comedy. Here, they just are orny. Like, god damn it! I know this. I know this was the 1920s. They call it the Roaring Twenties for a reason, but god damn, everybody's so horny. Mastodon. What? She doesn't notice the.
Ernie's suspenders are intact, which saves you from much embarrassment. Ernie's head lolls back limply. This arm is flung out to the side as if to say, I'm completely limp. The fabric of the shirt appears to be clinging somewhat to Ernie's chest. The fabric of the shirt. Ernie's arm is draped over a tusk in a casual pose. If he weren't dead, he'd look like an ad for menswear. Ernie's pants appear to be clinging somewhat to his legs. Ernie's shoes are intact, yet strangely dark and damp-looking. Ernie's arm is draped over a tusk in a casual pose. If he weren't dead, he'd look like an ad for menswear.
Wait a minute, where's the.
The fabric of the shirt appears to be clinging somewhat to Ernie's chest. Ernie's pants appear to be clinging somewhat to his legs. The fabric of the shirt. Ernie's shirt feels cold and moist. The pants feel dank and wet, but the moisture evaporates quickly from your fingers. Ernie's arm is draped over a tusk in a casual. This arm is flung out to the side as if to say, I'm completely limp. Ernie's shoes are intact, yet Ernie's head lolls back limply. Ernie's head is slightly resistant to your efforts. Rigor mortis has apparently begun to set in. Ernie's right arm is stiffening in its outstretched position. Due to rigor mortis, Ernie's left arm is slightly stiff. Hence the expression stiff, referring to a corpse. You press on one of Ernie's shoes and see a bit of moisture oozing from the dark, spongy leather. As soon as you remove your finger, the moisture immediately seeps back into the leather. The hairs are bristled and clearly animal in origin. with the faint smell of alcohol. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Odd-looking hairs, possibly from some kind of an animal.
Ach, you are smelling like the brewery, mein Capitan. Either you've been drinking, or you've been eating too many of those grapes.
Sure and begorra. A man needs a little nip from his flask now and then, doesn't he?
Personally, I do not require the drinking of the alcohol. It would impair my mental and physical skills.
Ernie Leach has been murdered!
What was that, lass?
Ernie is dead!
So, you've finally come to us to confess, is that it?
Confess? No! I'm reporting a murder!
And you was the first one to find the body again?
Well, I guess so.
Quite a coincidence, Fräulein. I think we should be interrogating you to learn the truth! I've had enough of your lies!
Calm down, Heimlich. If there's any interrogating to be done, I'll be the one who does it. Now then, lass, where did you find the body?
The mastodon room. He's hanging from some mastodon tusks.
Ach, he's probably just sleeping on the job.
No, I'm sure he's dead.
Well, I'll go take a look at him then. If I need to talk to you, I'll find you later.
Okay. Wrong. I was wrong again. I'm not gonna take any more bets about the next victim. Act 4. Museum of the Dead.
Do we smell a promotion in the air? You're doing splendidly.
Yeah, fighting dead stiffs. Yeah. Act 4. Okay.
My Ernie, he was a wonderful man. I really loved him. Oh, sure you did. I know your type, Yvette. I know you didn't really love him. But I did. Ernie was the first man I've ever really loved. I was even trying to find work for him so he could make the extra money. Why did he need extra money? He had a good job here, didn't he? It was the gambling. the ice pick. He killed my Ernie for the gambling debts.
Ernie wasn't killed with an ice pick.
No, the ice pick is the... How do you say it? The lone fish.
Lone fish? Oh, you mean ice pick is the name of a loan shark?
Oui, the ice pick is an evil man.
You're sure he's the one who killed Ernie?
My Ernie, he was worried about the ice pick. He told me about him this evening.
Very curious. I'm surprised you had time to see Ernie tonight.
Why is that?
Because you've been spending so much time with Mr. Dorian.
Oh, you mean the Steve? He is the attractive man, but we are only the friends, no? But my Ernie, what will I do without him?
I can see you're upset. I'll leave you alone. Steve! Mr. Dorian.
Miss Bow.
Thank you for showing me your scars, Steve. They were very, very nice.
Haven't seen you in a while, Mr. Dorian.
Well, women keep carrying me off.
Carrying you off?
Yeah. First, Miss Delacroix pulled me away from the party to show me the old master's gallery. Then there was Dr. Miklos. She's been pestering me about my scars ever since she found out I worked on the docks. Weird lady.
You don't seem too upset by all the attention.
Well, I would rather have spent the time with you.
I'd think a big, strong man like you would have been able to get away from them if you wanted to do so.
Well, I hate to be rude, and I did end up finding you here.
Have you heard about the murders?
Murders? Oh, I guess somebody did mention that.
You seem kind of distracted.
Yeah, well, I've got news for you, too. I think some of the paintings in the old master's gallery are forgeries. The paint is still wet on some of them.
Yes, well, I hardly think that...
Oh, Steve, a terrible thing has happened. Ernie is dead.
Ernie?
Yes, my Ernie. What will I do? Oh, I need a big man to cry on. Please, come into my office.
Sorry, Miss Bow. The poor woman seems very upset.
Don't you dare, buddy.
Maybe there's something I can do for her.
I can just guess what that is.
We can talk more later, okay?
We'll see about that. You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Ooh la la.
How does that feel?
It is magnifique.
I'm not rubbing too hard, am I?
The harder the better, mon ami.
Well, we all get a little stiff now and then.
Ooh, and you are so good at working out the kinks.
Would you mind not moaning so loud? You might draw attention.
Ooh, I cannot be helping it. You are so big and so strong.
Oh my.
Oh, the jealousy. Steve, buddy, run! Oh boy.
Miss Bow,
Sacre bleu.
I can explain this.
I bet you can, Mr. Dorian.
I'm just rubbing her neck.
Oui, and he does it so well.
I'll just leave you two alone.
Miss Bow, wait.
Oh man. Oh. Oh, yes. Sorry, Laura.
An office door.
Sorry.
You see a very tall security man in a military-style uniform. His badge identifies him as Wolf Heimlich, and his appearance suggests that he has never smiled in his life.
Achtung! This is not the public part of the museum. This area is verboten to you and all of your kind. Leave now before you force me to shoot you. I do not know him. My whole world is this museum, Miss Bow. He did not care for the museum. He wished he could keep his finds, but they belong to the Dagger, and we intend to keep them. Do you understand me?
That voice sounds familiar.
He was a good man, and I will miss him. When I find the coward who stuck him on the porcupine, they will wish they had never been born. He is a bumbling fool who does not care about this museum. I do not need his help. I do not need anyone's help, least of all yours. I do not indulge in nasty French pastries, Miss Bow. They are bad for my figure. A military man must maintain his stamina through proper exercise and diet. He is the man who does my laundry when the German laundry is closed. Of course, the German laundry is never closed, since it is manned by sturdy German laundry people who need no sleep.
German people don't need no sleep. Well, good to know. That's a big red flag because I know German people.
I do not know your father, but I'm sure my father could beat your soft American father in a duel.
My dad could beat your dad.
That irritating little civilian is better off kaput. He reminded me of a small, yappy dog, always trailing after the good Dr. Carrington. His name sounded German, but I think he was the imposter. I never trusted him, and he was probably an art thief anyway. Dr. Miklos is a fine woman. She is truly dedicated to the security of the Lion Dagger. Fräulein Delacroix is a charming young lady. She loves the museum, and she is a work of art herself. I admire women who take good care of their bodies as we military men do.
Me, I still have to find one person that badmouths her.
That is me, Wolf Heimlich. Do you know how I got these scars on my face, Miss Bo?
No.
The little ones my father gave me, teaching me to do with the saber. The big ones I got at Heidelberg, dueling with my friends. How I miss them.
Your friend?
You rub salt in the fresh cuts to make them heal with the bigger scar. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, Mr. Heimlich. That's fascinating.
I do not trust him. I do not know why he's here. I think he is a art thief. They are everywhere.
A Nazi? Just accuse a an Egyptian guy for being a Nazi?
He works on the docks. He has red hair. He has no scars on his face. I do not trust him. I do not trust her. I do not trust you. I do not trust anyone. He wanted the dagger all along. He probably stole it. I should kill him right now, but I have no evidence.
Don't show him the dagger.
Annie was the decent man. And when I find the murdering coward who drowned him, they will be crushed in my powerful hands.
The German guy was not a racist. Okay, forget the stereotypes. I really like this character.
I do not know him, but if I did, I would practice my Heimlich death maneuver on him. Criminals should not be allowed to live. They could all be art thieves. I do not read the paper. My only concern is this museum. The police are useless. I will find the dagger myself. I have my washing done at the German laundry on 39th Street. I enjoy strolling the docks at night, Miss Bo. I like to practice headlocks on the local thugs when they try to mug me. I live, breathe, eat, and sleep to defend this museum. It is my father and my child. I love it. Do not touch the exhibits! I do not read the news. Nothing outside this museum concerns me. I do not indulge in such ridiculous things. I have better things to do than sit and drink the alcohol which taints the bodily fluids.
Has 1926 been a good year for you, Mr. Hamlick?
Why do you want to know, Fräulein Bo?
Well, I'm just curious, I guess.
You know what they say. Curiosity disembowels a cat.
I don't think that's exactly what they say, Mr. Hamlick. Mr. Hamlick, how do you suppose the thieves got past you? Wasn't the dagger supposed to be heavily guarded?
Of course it was guarded. I have no idea how they got the dagger. They must have drugged me. They must have hypnotized me. They must have been ghosts.
Mr. Hamlick, are you all right?
That must be it. They were ghosts. I couldn't have possibly missed them. I couldn't have.
Mr. Hamlick?
Oh, Mutter, I'm sorry I let you down. I'm sorry they got your paintings. Please try to paint again, wherever you are. Please.
I'm sorry if I upset you.
My Mutter, she was so heartbroken when her paintings were stolen from the museum in Germany. It was her first exhibition. She was so happy until...
Perhaps we should change the subject.
Subject? What subject? What are you talking about, you silly girl?
Oh, never mind. Do you know anything about Egyptology, Mr. Hamlick?
Only that I am sworn to protect everything in this museum. And I intend to do that. So don't get any funny ideas. That is Egyptian writing. If you want to know what it says, talk to Dr. Miklos. Fräulein, if anyone will be conducting the interrogation here, it will be me, not you.
Okay. Always save because you never know what's going to happen. Let me see if I can finish at least this act.
This is the door to Yvette Delacroix's office. An Art Deco rug. Yvette covered the rug with the desk because she hates the Art Deco style, even though it's very trendy right now. It looks like a shred of clothing fabric.
Sculpture? Sculptures.
It looks like a piece of fabric torn from Yvette's dress, possibly in a moment of passion. Red hairs. A close look seems to indicate that the red hairs belong to a human. It's a petite woman's shoe. The backs of the high heels on this expensive woman's shoe are heavily scuffed. You pick it up and place it in your purse. It's a desk chair. It's a desk chair. One of those new portable typewriters. It's a waste basket full of waste. It's on the floor, but it's actually a desk lamp. The subject of this sculpture looks curiously familiar. The subject of this sculpture looks curiously familiar. The sculpture gives off a strong smell of fresh plaster.
Okay, that was the best death so far.
Yvette's face doesn't look as good in death as it did in life. Perhaps because her makeup is covered with plaster dust. The scarf around Yvette's neck looks suspiciously like the hosiery she was wearing on her legs earlier. There is plaster dust all over Yvette's bare, pale skin. Yvette's dress doesn't look as good as it did earlier in the evening. It's Yvette's left hand. Red hair. Definitely red hairs. Probably human. You pick it up and place it in your purse. It appears to be a pair of bifocal glasses. Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. There appears to be a fingerprint on one of the lenses of the bifocals, although you have no way to identify it. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Gallery, Act 4. Well, we got three red-hat people in the game. One is, of course, Laura. The other is Steve, but the detective's also a red-hat. And he had reasons to be upset at Yvette. Oh my god, how many dead bodies we have here. Okay, the entire museum is already full of dead bodies. Okay, there are 3 connecting screens with dead bodies.
A smelly old work boot. The work boot is size 12 triple E.
Alright.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. The work boot is size 12 triple E. There are a few spots of blood on the floor. The blood is red and almost dry. There seems to have been a struggle here.
Meanwhile...
Countess, why are you tied up on my desk?
Okay, I knew it was going to happen. Battery on my headphones has been kaput. Happened at the worst time. Good thing I don't have anything tomorrow.
Your face has certainly changed to an attractive pale color, my dear. You seem a little under the weather. Are you okay? Oh dear, you don't look well at all. O'Reilly! You want Mr. O'Reilly? Okay,
No.
just wait right here and I'll go get him.
O'Reilly's the killer. The red hat. This confirms it. O'Reilly's the killer.
Hello, Miss Bo. Do you know where Mr. O'Reilly is?
Well, no, not exactly. I assume he's still in the museum.
Well, I'll find him. If you see him first, would you tell him that the Countess is dying on the desk in my office?
The Countess is dying? What's wrong with her?
Well, she's looking rather pale. Her eyes are glazed, and she's not breathing much. I'd guessed she'd been bitten by a snake.
By a snake?
Must you keep repeating everything I say? In any case, I've got to go now.
That's a rather blasé attitude. The woman is dying, already dead. That's it. Oh yeah, I have to go find the cop. I'll be right back. It said Riley. Riley's the killer. Come on, I'm betting on it.